I'm Dawn Evans from Ajuda Limited, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to deal with an unconscious, non-breathing child. If you come across an unconscious child, the first thing you need to do is make sure there's no danger to yourself or to the child. So check this area all around and try and establish why they are unconscious. Make sure there's no life-threatening injuries and make sure there's no life-threatening situations around you or the child. After you've established that there's no danger, you would then check for a response. The way you check for response is gently tap the child on the shoulders and give a command. Are you all right? Yayin, are you all right? Can you hear me? There's no response. I would then shout for help, but at this stage I would not leave the child. Help! Help! Next, we need to establish that the child has an open, clear airway. The way in which we do this is to perform what we call a head tilt, chin lift. One hand on the forehead, two fingers under the chin, and we gently tilt the head back, ensuring the tongue is moved through the back of the throat and is a nice, clear airway. Next, it's importantly to find out if your child is breathing. And the way we check that, 3 checks. We look for the chest to rise and fall. We listen with our ear right next to the mouth and we feel for breath on our cheek. And we take no longer than 10 seconds to establish if your child is breathing. So we look, we listen and we feel for breath on our cheek, no longer than 10 seconds. So after you've established that your child is breathing, he is still unconscious, so you need to put him into the recovery position. Ensure that you've called for help or put your phone on loudspeaker before doing this. If you're happy that there's no spinal cord injury, there's no wounds, no broken bones, then it's safe to turn the child into the recovery position. You start by placing the hand nearest you into a right angle, or the howdy or hello position as I call it. Then, the hand furthermost, place the child's hand on the palm of your hand and rest it gently on the child's cheek. This will support the head when rolling them. You have this hand free. You then take the outside of the knee, foot firmly on the floor, and you've created yourself a lever. Then I will gently roll the child towards me, sliding out the hand, extending the airway so the tongue remains forward and any vomit will go out. Take this leg off. Want to ensure the circulation flows. The knee is at a right angle. I have a nice clear view of the child's chest. Once the child is in the recovery position, you need to stay with the child and monitor their breathing constantly. If you have a mobile phone, put the phone onto loudspeaker after dialing 112 or 999 for the emergency services. If there is a bystander or a family member about, make sure you send them for the ambulance. It's important to get an ambulance and a defibrillator to the child as soon as possible. An unconscious breathing child could turn into an unconscious non-breathing child, so you need to get the emergency services as quick as possible. When the child is unconscious and in the recovery position, keep them warm by using a blanket or a coat, a jacket, anything you have available in the home to prevent the child from going into shock. If the body cools down too much, they could go into shock, so it's important to keep them warm.